So it's now been a year since I was first elected as a London Assembly member for Bexley and Bromley, and my first year here at City Hall has absolutely flown by. And I've loved getting out into both the communities across both boroughs, meeting the fantastic residents, volunteers, businesses that make up our area, make it so special. And of course, part of what makes Bexley and Bromley so special is our green and open spaces, our green belt, that the government's housing targets are going to see us concrete over with their unrealistic housing targets. So to celebrate natural London, that balance between urban and ruralness that make Greater London so special, I walked the 169-mile green belt or London Loop Walk to promote and celebrate our green belt and how special our natural spaces are. I've also been campaigning to support drivers on the A20 because Sadiq Khan, Transport for London, introduced a temporary speed limit on the road and used the guidance for permanent signage, which robbed drivers of protections against over-familiarisation. Tens of thousands of drivers have been fined when they thought they were doing the correct speed limit. So I'm campaigning to support those drivers and to get them refunded on their points and get points removed from their licence. I also fought for an exemption scheme for drivers in South East London on the new Blackwall and Silvertown tunnel to ensure that local businesses and local residents aren't taxed off our roads. Residents in Dartford have an exemption scheme that they can access for the Queen Elizabeth crossing, so why don't drivers in South East London have one as well? I've been fighting to support our neighbourhood police, to keep our neighbourhood police in the neighbourhoods they serve. Too many of our officers get pulled into central London. We've got to keep our neighbourhood police in the neighbourhood and restore proper community policing so that we can have officers in our communities doing incredible work to tackle shoplifting, to tackle vehicle thefts, tackle burglaries. Some of our police are really trying, but they're being undermined by the mayor with his recruitment crisis that is costing 1,700 officers or personnel this year. And on transport, we've got to make sure places like Bexley and Bromley are properly connected. We saw with the Superloop, it doesn't always stop where people want. That's why I've been supporting local councillors and residents and Louis French, one of my local MPs, to make the Superloop stop in Bexley Village. I've also been working with Bexley Council to ensure we can bring the DLR to Belvedere instead of terminating it just in Thamesmead. And in Bromley, it's been about trying to extend the new SL4 to make that stop at Bromley North instead of terminating in Grove Park where it currently terminates. And of course with the all-electric 358 bus and the shambles of that implementation, making sure TfL learn the lessons from that botched implementation about how we can make our bus fleet even cleaner. So the year's flown by. I've loved every second of my time here at City Hall so far, and if there's any issues that you would like to raise with me, anything you want me to take up, then please don't hesitate to contact me.